Facebook friends. Welcome to another live program on Get Healthy with Dr. Cooper. I am Dr. Cooper-Dockery, board certified in internal medicine. I am a best-selling author and a humanitarian. As a matter of fact, many of you know that I was just in Ghana, Africa, where we saw over 3,000 patients. And we reached, my team and I, reached probably over 500,000 people with health educational seminar. So I want to welcome my friends in Ghana, welcome my friends nationally here in the United States and all over the world. I'm very happy that you have stopped by. Obviously, we are a little late. As you know, with technology, things always go wrong. But nonetheless, I'm very happy you're here. You're here to learn how to empower yourself to take charge of your health. You know, many times I'm sure that you might find yourself at the doctor's office and you are frustrated because you're just not getting well. Is your doctor treating you for the real etiology? Is he identifying the real cause of your problem and then treating you? What is the real cause? That is what we're going to be talking about today. And before we continue, I will tell you more or less why I decided to speak on this topic. I was in my office recently and a patient came in. She was very angry because she waited maybe half an hour longer than the normal time. The office was very busy. So I walked in the room and she walked in. She was fuming. She was just so angry that she could not stay still in her chair. Of course, the blood pressure was very high, was to the roof. This patient does not have high blood pressure. She's not on medication for high blood pressure. But because of the long wait, the blood pressure went very high. Do you see yourself with the same problem? When you're anxious, when you're angry, your blood pressure become high? Or are you diabetic? You know, many times a diabetic patient walks in the office and the patient said, Dr. Cooper, I just cannot control my blood sugar. I've been stressed. I've been so stressed that my blood sugar is just persistently elevated. Is there a problem with stress? Can stress really increase your blood pressure? Can stress really cause the sugar to be, uncontrolled? What are the negative effects of stress and anxiety, you might ask? Now, it is said that you are what you think. Is there any truth to that? Is the mind that powerful that the mind can cause or can produce certain symptoms in a patient? You know, when I just started medical school in the 80s, we talk about psychosomatic symptoms. Symptoms that a patient might express as a result of their thought process. Is this really true or not? These are some of the things we're going to be addressing in this program today. And I'm hoping to have a second part next week with a friend of mine, Dr. Errol Bryce out of Dallas. He likes to talk about adverse childhood event as one of the leading causes of many chronic diseases. So I'm hoping to have him on the show next week. I would like you to like and share our page because I think the information that you're going to be receiving, these are vital information that others should learn. And if you hear of a good thing, why are you going to keep it to yourself? So don't hesitate, please, right now, like and share and ask your friends to join the program because I think I have a very exciting topic to discuss with you this week. So go right ahead right now and like, comment, and share. Like, comment, and share. I have some very interesting gifts that I want to give to you, but I'd like you to like, comment, and share. Then I'll see how many comments you have and how many times you have shared the program, and maybe you might win one of my free online courses. I have 2 courses online, Get Healthy, 14 Days to Amazing Health, that's one, and Transformation to a Healthier You, that's the other one. And it doesn't matter where you are in the world, you can go ahead and get that course. So like, comment, and share the page and for other people to see and for this community to grow. I would like now to introduce you to my first video on the topic, mind-body connection. Is your doctor treating the real cause? Let's go to the first introductory video. Thousands and thousands of patients visit the emergency room each year with symptoms such as chest pain, shortness of breath, palpitation, numbness to the face, numbness of the arms, weakness of the arms, and then are told after extensive workup that there is no physical problem. Is there a connection between what we think and our emotions and physical health? Could there be a connection between the mind, the body, and our health? In our show today, you will meet a patient who was hospitalized about 10 times in the last 1 year with cardiovascular problems. However, after resolving negative emotions and changing lifestyle, he is now enjoying better health. And in the kitchen segment, we have a surprise for you. And don't forget our Living Active segment with Christopher and Rebecca. If you are one of those persons just tired of being told there's nothing wrong with you, then there is hope. So stand by as Get Healthy with Dr. Cooper starts now. Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Cooper-Dockery and welcome to Get Healthy, a program designed to empower you, the viewers, to change your health destiny through lifestyle choices. Our topic today is the mind-body connection and its effect on our health. As human beings, we experience different emotions from happiness to sadness, from extreme joy to depression. Every thought we have has a physiological response in the body. Brokenness such as depression, anxiety, stress, unhappiness, anger, hostility, loneliness, pessimism, and lack of love, all these lead to poor health. These negative emotions may stimulate the production of certain chemicals such as cortisol and catecholamines, which may elevate your blood pressure, increase your heart rate, increase blood sugar, all of which increase the risk of cardiovascular disease and stroke. People who are in a prolonged state of stress and negative emotions are also at risk for osteoporosis, as a high level of cortisol may lead to weakening of the bones. People who are experiencing negative emotion can also suffer from generalized joint pain, muscle pain as a result of increased inflammation. When the body is in a state of negative emotion, the patient does not have a sense of well-being. However, when converted to positive emotion, the brain will stimulate the production of hormones such as serotonin, dopamine, and oxytocin. These hormones then produce a sense of well-being and relaxation. The patient will feel more at peace, and sometimes these negative emotions such as pain and stiffness of the joint may be relieved. So how can you take charge of your health and well-being through a positive mind-body connection? First, develop an attitude of forgiveness. Accept that a negative event has occurred and move away from the negative feelings surrounding that event. Be thankful. Gratitude has a powerful impact on emotion and general well-being. A study was done in which people were asked to count their blessings. Those people who were more grateful felt happier, experienced fewer physical complaints, and slept better. Emotional resilience is important for good health. Dr. Andrew Wise described resilience as being like a rubber band. No matter how far a resilient person are stretched and pulled by negative emotion, he or she has the ability to return to his original state. Resilient people are able to experience emotions like pain, frustration, and grief without falling apart. They are more positive, and this helps them to overcome the negative effect on their situation. Don't go away. We'll take a short break when Get Healthy returns. All right, so you've listened to the introduction to the program today. We're talking about the mind-body connection, whether or not your doctor is treating you for the real problem. Because many times a patient will walk in the office with various complaints, and the doctor will start probably treating the patient for something else without looking at the root causes. So we're going to be discussing how to treat patients who have a mind-body connection illness. Now, before we continue, I'm going to take time to welcome some of my friends who have joined. I have Agnes Day. My daughter Donnell is watching. Clinton Baxhill from New York is watching. I see here Cordis, welcome. Marcia Scott, I want to welcome you. Rosalind, Charles, my cousin, Karoni Blake from New York. Jacinto, Marcia Scott, I think she knows me from Jamaica. Rose Deniser, who I know from Jamaica as well. I want to welcome all of you, Antoinette, my nephew Kevin, Leonor Suarez, Juanita, all my friends. I want to welcome you. The topic today is your doctor treating you for the real, treating the real cause? Does your mind have anything to do with the way you feel? What are the relationship between adrenaline? I opened the show with a patient who walked into the office and she was very angry with the wait. She waited for a while. Her blood pressure was through the roof. How do you think I treated that patient? I want you to go on your Facebook and put your comments. How do you think I treated that particular patient? Because identifying the real cause is very important. If I were to probably give her a pill for her blood pressure, maybe I would not be doing this patient justice. I needed to sit with the patient and look at why is she that angry? How do I treat that anger? Because as you continue to listen to the program, you are going to realize that our mind, when we're stressed or if we're happy, then that can trigger our brains to produce various neurochemicals, which will dictate the way the patient feels, the symptom the patient will express. In this case, because the patient was so anxious, she was in a state of stress. The body then will increase the production of adrenaline, and adrenaline then creates vasoconstriction and will increase blood pressure. That particular patient, she was so anxious that she was tremorless. Her heart rate was very high because of the negative hormones that were being produced. Therefore, the heart was beating faster, and then the blood pressure got higher, and patient was just not doing well. What I did with the patient, we sat down, and of course I apologized for the wait, and I tried to see if she had something else going on. What were some of the negative experiences that she probably had in her mind that caused her to be so anxious, that caused her to feel so sick? And of course, we identify the problem and fix the problem. Are you one of those patients who probably have gone to your doctor's office and keep going and going, but you just cannot go well? Are you one of those that maybe went to the ER with chest pain because you were just not doing well? During the show, I'm going to be introducing you to another patient, elderly patient, who was probably just as sick as probably one of my viewers today. And after addressing the real problem, you are going to see that he did surprisingly well. Let's go ahead and listen to the story of the second patient. Our headlines today: researchers have discovered that the practice of forgiveness is linked to a better immune function and a longer lifespan. The Stanford University Forgiveness Project trained 260 adults in forgiveness in a period of 6 weeks. At the end of the study, researchers reported that 72% of those who participated in this course experienced a decrease in their feelings of hurt, while 13% experienced reduced anger and 27% experienced fewer physical complaints such as pain and dizziness. Other studies have shown that forgiveness has more than a metaphorical effect on the heart, but people who practice forgiveness naturally lower their blood pressure and enjoy improved cardiovascular health as well. In the article entitled "Taking Charge of Your Health and Well-Being," published by the University of Minnesota, Dr. Barbara Fredrickson states that in order to offset the negative bias and experience harmonious emotional state, we need to experience 3 positive emotions for every 1 negative emotion. This, she claimed, can be done intentionally for those who are less wired to positivity. These positive emotions literally reverse the physical effect of negativity and build a psychological resources that contribute to a flourishing life. It is therefore obvious that if you want to live a long and happy and abundant life, you must cultivate positive emotions such as forgiveness, gratitude, love, sympathy, happiness, and optimism. This is Dr. Cooper-Dockery. That has been our health news for today. Don't go away. We'll be right back with more information on the mind-body connection and your health. All right. So then let's talk about this Stanford University Forgiveness Program before we go to the second patient. So in this study, 239 patients were identified. These patients were patients who exhibited negative health. They had various health problems because they had unresolved hurt. So they were placed in this program for a period of 6 weeks. They had intensive training, 6 sessions during that 6 weeks. Each session lasted for 90 minutes. They were asked to learn to be intentional in not taking the hurt, in forgiving, in not giving blames to those that hurt them. At the end of the program, it was seen that 70% of the people who were in this program expressed better health, lowered their blood pressure, they were less angry, and therefore they were enjoying better health. And there are many studies that have shown that forgiveness, social bonding will help to prevent many, many complications. I want to take the time to welcome some other people to the show. I have Dr. Paul from Ghana. Welcome. I'm going to welcome Graciela Cruz and James. Welcome to our program. Samoa, Francois, Lisa, I want to welcome you. You're saying that you have high blood pressure and stress. Well, as you listen to the program today, you're going to see how stress will worsen your blood pressure. But if you de-stress yourself, then the blood pressure will be lowered. And you're going to be listening to a patient of mine and see how he used food and exercise and relaxation to decrease his blood pressure, his blood sugar, and his frequent hospitalization. So if you're just joining the program, we're discussing the mind-body connection And the question is your doctor treating the real cause? Many times, as I mentioned before, we as physicians could probably overlook the real cause, not getting to the root causes of the problem, and therefore our treatment might not be effective. I have a very interesting patient who I met maybe 3 years ago, and he had multiple hospital visits. He had just lost his wife. He was very stressed. He was very depressed. His blood pressure was high. Everything was not doing well. And he was in and out of the hospital about 10 times in 1 year. And then after I spoke with him and put him into a 12-week to wellness program, then things changed dramatically. I want you to listen to his story from his mouth. Let's go ahead to the third video. Welcome back. Today in our program, we have been discussing positive and negative emotions and how that can affect your health. And we are pleased to have in our program today, Mr. Munoz. Mr. Munoz, welcome to Get Healthy.
Well, it's good to be here.
Very good. Mr. Munoz, how long have you been my patient?
A little over a year.
Very good. And can you tell us something about yourself? How were you when you came to the office?
I was in bad shape. I mean, I had high blood pressure. I was a diabetic, and I was overweight, which I still am, but not as bad as I was then.
That's right.
And I had a AFib.
Right.
And I had a mild heart attack. So I've been in the hospital about 10 times since my wife passed away.
Very good. Your wife passed away, and you were very stressed and depressed.
Yes,
Am I right?
Yes, you are, because you were the one that told me you're depressed. I said, no. I said, yes. And I said, how do you know? I can look at your face and tell you you're depressed.
That's right. That's right. Now, you entered the office and you changed lifestyle. What did you do to keep yourself out of the hospital? What changes did you make in your life?
Well, when I entered the wellness center, I had no idea what it was all about. I was just about as green as the vegetables there. Didn't know nothing. And then they walked me through it, and they told me what was good for you, the plant-based foods.
That's right.
And not to eat no meat because of the
cholesterol, right?
The cholesterol and everything that goes with the red meat.
Right.
So I said, well, and since I've been on that program, I have yet to go to the hospital.
Very good. Now, you have been in the program for close to a year,
yes,
right?
Ma'am.
And you have kept yourself out of the hospital. Am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, do you remember when you came to me and I told you about exercise, you said you could not get from your bed to your chair. Now, what are you doing now? Are you walking now?
I'm walking with a walker, but I was walking with a cane, and I wasn't too sure about the cane. So
you went to the walker for stability?
Yes, after my hip surgery.
Very good. What about your depression? I remember you were so depressed or stressed that I could not keep your heart rate in the normal range. And that is why you were in and out of the hospital with arrhythmia and heart failure.
Right.
Now, are you happier now?
Oh, Lord have yes. I can smile, I can kid around, you know,
Very good.
and say lovely things to the lovely young ladies. And,
all right.
And, you know, I just feel good.
Very good. So you're less stressed.
Oh, yes.
You're more relaxed. And now you have lost weight, you're eating differently, and you're feeling better. Am I right?
Yes, ma'am, sure are.
Now, what would you tell the public about stress or lifestyle change in order for them to enjoy what you're enjoying, health and long life? What would you say to the public? Look right over there and tell the public.
Well, you need to get into an idea of there's always better health when you're really not looking for it.
Very good.
And
what should you eat?
You should always eat plant-based foods, all your vegetables, your fruits, your grains, your nuts.
Right, and exercise?
Exercise, drink plenty of water. Do not drink soda pops. They are bad for you.
Very good. What about relaxation and stress?
Okay, when you relax, I mean, your stress, I don't know, it's just strange to me, really.
Because you're no longer stressed.
I am no longer stressed out. I'm not depressed.
Very good. I can see happiness in your face. So I recommend you continue to live this happy and healthy life and tell your family and your friends all that has changed your lifestyle.
Yes, ma'am. I even have my 2 daughters on the vegetable program.
Praise the Lord. Thank you so much for being here.
Well, thank y'all for inviting me.
You're welcome. Thank you. And maybe later on we'll have you back in our show.
Yeah, maybe I'll be a little thinner.
Thank you. Don't go away. We'll be right back with more information on how to live a longer and happier life when Get Healthy returns. That is just a beautiful story, and he's one of my favorite patients. I have so many favorite patients, but he's one of them. As you notice, he said that his wife had died. His wife, that was the stressor. His wife had died and he moved in with his son, and he just could not do well. He was in and out of the hospital because the negative emotion, the mind, if you think negatively, if you're stressed, indeed you will not enjoy good health. And that is why the World Health Organization defined health as not only the absence of illnesses, but there has to be a mental, emotional, and social well-being in that patient. So Mr. Munoz, after he got in the program and learned how to eat better and how to exercise, all these increases serotonin level. Serotonin is a neurotransmitter that causes you to be relaxed, stimulate your mood, a mood of happiness, and that's how he became healthier. Of course, the exercise also increased serotonin level, and that is one of the reasons why some patients, when they're stressed and they start exercising, exercise increases serotonin level. Serotonin is the good hormone. It is your natural opiates that stimulate relaxation and lessens pain. I was in Mexico yesterday. I was at a conference discussing lifestyle changes, and I met this gentleman, and he was telling me that he had upper back and neck pain for a long time, and he kept going to the doctor, and the doctor kept changing his medication, but he wasn't feeling well. He went to physical therapy, but he wasn't feeling well. And then he started to exercise and to relax, and the pain went away and all the spasm went away. Why? Because exercise increases your normal serotonin level. It increases your normal pain reliever, which is your endogenic morphine. So if you're listening to me and you are stressed, you have pain, you have high blood pressure, remember that one of the healing remedies would be exercise, would be relaxation. So I want to thank Mr. Munoz for sharing his story with us. Now, how can you actually increase your serotonin level? Are there foods that you can probably consume that will increase your serotonin level? If you are one of my followers, you realize that I like to talk about food as medicine. So what can you consume, you might be wondering, to increase your serotonin level? Well, if you consume food that are high in the amino acid tryptophan, foods such as nuts and seeds and grains will increase the production of serotonin. Serotonin is what you need to produce to stabilize your mood and therefore decrease your adrenaline levels. Adrenaline, that's the hormone that puts you in a state of fight and flight, which will increase your blood pressure, increase your blood sugar, increase your heart rate. But if the adrenaline is maintained over a while, then you will have sustained medical complication. And that is what you do not want to have. So you want to increase serotonin level and decrease your adrenaline level. What else will increase serotonin level? Did you know that exposure to the sunlight, will increase your serotonin level? So then, if you were to take a walk outside in the sun, 10 to 15 minutes per day, then walking activity will increase your serotonin level, and exposure to sunlight will increase your serotonin level. All right. Now, let me see who else I'm going to welcome to our show today. I have Charlene, and let's see who else. Karina, Susan, Max, Rosie, welcome. Welcome, and I want you to share. I see Dr. Buhanda here as well. Welcome, Dr. Buhanda. Please like, comment, and share. Now, somebody's asking here, oh, well, she's making a comment that stress plays such an impact on our life, so as healthy eating is also important. Thank you for that comment, Suzanne. Now, studies have also shown that people who have a faith community tend to handle their stress well. People who go to church, people who meditate, tend to do better with stress. And today I interviewed a local pastor, Pastor Chance, who has experience in counseling others. And I'm going to move over to Pastor Chance's interview. So I'm going to ask my producer to go over to Pastor Chance's interview so we can hear what he has to say about faith, meditation, and stress or negative health. Let's just move over to that video. All right, welcome, Pastor Chance. I know you're a very busy man. You have 2 churches. And I know that studies have shown that people with mental disorder, whether stress or depression, tend to do better if they're in a faith community. What has your experience been?
Well, definitely, that is a wonderful point to keep. Actually, in 2015, there was a research from Duke University, and there, Dr. Harold Koenig brought out some reports that says over 1,500 medically done research have proven that indeed people who have a faith connection or religious connection, they generally tend to have better health, mental and physical. Also, he noted in the same study that prayer for such people helps them to actually not get sick. And if and when they do get sick, they tend to recover quite quickly. So we have found that to be true. There are several books and other studies have confirmed the same. One powerful book about that is The Blue Zones, which here in the United States, right in Loma Linda, California, people of the Adventist faith group have proven to live generally longer than the majority of the average American. Why is this the case? I'm sure, I know you wrote about this in your book, Get Healthy for Life, but there are at least 3 things I observe about this. Is number one is, based on what you said in your book as well, is the social element. When people have that element of support around them, which people can find in a faith community, they generally can do better because social relationships are helpful to maintain in good health. The other one is generally the power of faith and belief, right? There are many studies have been done on the placebo effect, but we know that in general, when people believe in something higher outside of themselves, they generally tend to have faith that this thing will work. So that puts the body in a more positive, receptive state to be able to, whether it's receiving treatment or just having a positive, expectant outlook. Because we know in general, optimism is better than pessimism. Okay, and so that has been also shown in the faith study that we've looked at as well when it comes to people praying. Just the knowledge of someone else praying for you also gives you hope, right? And so there's a wonderful book out there called The Anatomy of Hope, which also proves that when the body is in a depressed condition, it does not respond well to treatment of any kind, even though you have a wonderful physician. But the author of that one says that if we can get the patients to be in a hopeful attitude, meaning they believe, they expect they can get well, that's where faith comes in. then we can see them recovering much better. So there's a lot to say about it. I've noticed it in my own congregation, even for myself. Every Wednesday evening and Sunday mornings early, just this morning myself, right? This is Sunday. I was in a prayer group because I myself believe in the power of prayer. And so we can encourage people to find a faith community that will support you. Another positive element of having this faith community is the fact that sometimes it is a judgment-free zone, in the sense that you can find forgiveness, you can find wholeness, and people need that. When we carry around a lot of guilt and shame and remorse, we want forgiveness, and forgiveness is therapeutic. And so in a faith community, many people can find that. But again, I just want to say, though, it does not mean that because you're in a faith community, we will not get sick. But it does mean, yes, if indeed you do get sick, we just noticed that the research is showing that you tend to get better or respond well. Plus, there's hope. I do a lot of funerals, and I notice the difference between people of faith community and people who are not when someone dies. For the most part, yes, it is a loss, but most people of faith community don't see it entirely as a loss, because they believe that this is not the final end of this individual. And again, they have hope and expectancy that they will see them at some point again. And we say when Jesus comes again, then that's when we can be reunited with our loved ones. So even that itself can help them to go through the grieving process much easier, because we know also that if we don't handle grieving in a wonderful way, or in a helpful way, then what can happen is that even people, while they're grieving for something that is sorrowful as death, it can also cause them to be sick. And so this is one of the many, many benefits, again, of having a faith community. So I would say, many people today, people are not into church and all of that. It can be more than that. But find a faith community that supports you and your family. Attend services if you can. At least at a minimum, I would say, when you have health problems, ask people of faith to pray for you. And trust me, you prove it for yourself if it makes a difference.
Thank you very much, Pastor.
Thank you, Pastor Dr. Chance, for those enlightening words. You notice he mentioned social elements, and he mentioned my book, Get Healthy for Life. Get Healthy for Life is one of my best-selling book. It's on Amazon. You can also find it on my website, drdonnacooper.com. In that book, I address the importance of social bonding. Why is it that you need to have a very good relationship with your family members, your spouse, your children? It's very important, because stress, if you don't have a good family relationship, that will have a negative impact on your health. And the negative hormones will be released, and then you will start having health complications. Studies have shown that people who have positive or strong social bonds tend to live 7 to 10 years longer than those who do not. One, maybe they feel loved, there is hope. The other, they probably will take better care of themselves. They have a higher level of serotonin, which it's the good, happy hormone. And the wise man proverb said that a merry heart is good medicine, but a broken spirit dries the bone. So if you're broken, or if you know someone who's broken, then that person is at risk for many, many, many complications. Listen to what we're saying and try some of these key. One, find a faith community. That's one. Call a friend. If you're angry with someone, try forgiveness. Try to meditate. And if you do not know how to meditate, then you can also get my book, 14 Days to Amazing Health. In that book, I outline various passages and suggestions that you can use for relaxation and for meditation. Call a friend. Take time to exercise. Walk in the sunlight. Sunlight will increase serotonin level. All these are important. Studies have shown that people who have hope, people who see the glass half full rather than half empty, those who are optimistic, they also tend to have less health problems, less health complications. So therefore, we have to ensure that your doctor treat the real cause. Because if your problem is mind-body, if your problem is emotional, if your problem is stress or anger or unforgiveness, it doesn't matter what medication we give for your blood pressure, for your diabetes, we will not treat you thoroughly. We will not treat you completely. And that is why I believe in a holistic approach to health, where the physical needs are met, but also the mental, the psychological, and the spiritual needs too, because you as a person, you are a complete being with different dimensions, and we need to address these various dimensions in order to get you well. Now, studies have also shown that one of the most important factors for disease prevention or that cause disease is the food you eat. And there are various food products that will increase good health, especially will increase your serotonin level. I mentioned nuts and seeds and whole grains. At this time, I'm going to be sharing with you a very simple recipe that you can use to have a very healthy, wholesome breakfast, and therefore this could decrease your stress for the day. Let's go to the food segment, the kitchen segment. Welcome back. In our kitchen today we have Maribel again.
Thank you for having me, doctor.
And you know, we have been discussing about stress, negative emotion, and health. And breakfast is very important to start your day. What do you have for us today, Maribel?
Well, we have a quick and, well, I should say fast recipe. We're going to have oat waffles.
Oatmeal waffle, very nutritious.
Yes, and all you're going to do is add 2 cups of your favorite milk. Of course, we suggest almond milk, but there's a lot of variations. You can go to soy milk, rice milk, or any kind of milk that is not animal product.
Very nice.
Then we're going to add 2 cups of oats to that. Throw them right in the blender, and we're going to add half a teaspoon of salt and half a teaspoon of vanilla.
Very good.
And that's it. All we have to do is blend it.
So why should we avoid the animal milk?
The animal milk has fat, and that's what causes the cholesterol and the obesity problems that America is having at this time.
Very good. Go ahead.
Here we go. That's it. We're going to pour it into either your cup or your waffle maker, which at this time I'm going to pour it into the cup. And everybody has a different waffle maker, but make sure you use your favorite pan. Spray, and then just put 1 cup of the mixture. And it usually takes about 5 minutes, if not 7, because remember, here we are doing whole grains.
Right. Why are we using whole grains, by the way?
Whole grains are what keeps us full during the day, and it keeps our blood sugar levels controlled.
Very good. So we want to stay away from all processed grains. Processed grain will cause your blood sugar to rise, and those patients who are diabetic will have uncontrolled diabetes. So oatmeal is very good for those patients who are diabetic or those patients who want to lose weight, or good for your health in general. All right?
And with that in mind, it brings us to what our toppings is. We want to stay away from the syrup, especially for our diabetic patients. And what a better way than for us to top them with our favorite fruits.
Right.
You can choose from blueberries, blackberries, strawberries, or whatever is seasonal.
Very good.
One of my favorite things to do is throw them in the blender and put them over your waffle. But it's a preference, whatever you guys prefer.
And with the magic of television, we have a waffle here prepared for you. It's very nutritious, high in fiber, and of course, it has also great fruits with antioxidants. Now, at my home, I like to use 1 banana, 1 orange, and 1 apple. Just blend that together, and that fruit sauce is very delicious with this waffle.
That is correct. And if you like it a little bit sweeter, you can even put it in the pan for a couple of minutes, and that breaks out the enzymes and brings out the sweet in your fruit.
Very good. Now, I think this looks delicious, and we're going to taste this after the show. So don't go away. You stay right there, and for more recipes, visit our website, gethealthywithdrcooper.tv. Don't go away. We'll be right back with more information on how to live a healthy and longer life. Thank you, Maribel. I love that oatmeal waffle, and I like to prepare it for my guests. This keeps you full for a long time, and we know that a lot of time patients who are stressed or depressed tend to overeat. But if you were to consume whole grains, as I mentioned before, nuts and seeds and fruits, you're consuming a lot of fiber. And of course, fiber will take a long time to digest. Fiber will keep you fuller longer and therefore prevent you from overeating. Not only that, but fiber also will decrease the cholesterol level. Fiber will also decrease your blood sugar level, will prevent the sugar from surging high after a meal. So plant-based nutrition is very important for good health. I do know that not everyone can be plant-based. However, the more fruits and vegetables, nuts and seeds you consume, then you will increase your health and your chance to prevent many diseases and to live a longer life. Now, I mentioned we are discussing, if you're just joining us, we're looking at the mind-body connection. How powerful is the mind in terms of causing disease or preventing diseases? We're looking at serotonin effect on the mood, on your mood, and keeping you stable, and also adrenaline, catecholamine, and the effect those hormones have on your health. We discussed that exercise also is important to increase serotonin level. Exercising outdoor is even better because, as I mentioned recently, sunlight will increase the production of serotonin. So if you want to be happy, if you want to decrease your stress, your anxiety, and your depression, then do these things. Get one of your family member or a friend, go for a walk in the sun. You will be exercising, you will be increasing your serotonin level with the sun production as well as with the exercise, and you will be bonding socially. All these 3 factors are important for good health. Now, someone asked me today, actually I was on Dr. Diane Thompson's show this morning, and she asked me what exercise would I suggest. And of course I suggested various depending on where you are, and she laughed and said she suggests to the patient, whatever exercise routine you will continue to do that one. So whatever you like to do that one. And remember, if you're bed bound and you cannot get up to exercise, then you can get resistant bands and use those resistant bands to work the upper body. If you're in a wheelchair, the same thing. Work your upper body. If you have a walker, you're older and you have a walker, then walk with the walker. But exercise is important for health. Exercise is important to increase serotonin level. In my book, 14 Days to Amazing Health, I outline 3 different levels of exercise. Basic for those who are just starting out, then intermediate, and then high intensity. So I've addressed all people. Now, if you want to have some good recipe, delicious, healthy recipe, then get this book. My book, Incredibly Delicious Vegan. That book is online. You can get it from Amazon or at my website, drdonnacooper.com, DRDONACOOPER.com. You'll find many different health resources. And of course, if you want to enjoy some of what I'm saying in terms of a course, then I have online courses. I have this course, 14 Days to Amazing Health, as well as Transformation to a Healthier You. Dr. Thompson this morning asked me, can someone really see health benefit after 14 days of a plant-based nutrition? I said, of course. And I gave her the story of a patient of mine who had breast cancer, thyroid cancer, and diabetes. She was on metformin and she was very miserable because of the side effects. She came into my office and I sat her down and we discussed a meal plan for 2 weeks. And this meal plan was mostly based on plant-based, no animal product. When she returned after 14 days, she was amazed. Her blood sugar was controlled. She was off the metformin. Her symptoms of diarrhea, that had gone. And her sense of well-being and happiness was through the roof. She couldn't believe that after changing diet for only 14 days that she had so many health benefits. Now, believe me, if you really want to enjoy good health, then think of changing what you put in your mouth. Think of relaxing, forgiving those who have wronged you, and try to relax and do some more exercise. I have a very simple exercise routine I'd like to share with you that you can practice right there in your comfort of your home. Let us go then to this exercise video.
In order to live a long and happy life, physical activity is important. So this time I'm going to send you over to our Living Active segment with Christopher and Rebecca.
Thank you, Dr. Cooper. Good morning. This is Living Active. My name is Rebecca Huerta and this is Christopher Hanna. We're going to be showing you a full body workout that you can do in the comfort of your own home. But first, we're going to go ahead and warm up. You're going to go ahead and do about 10 to 15 jumping jacks just to get that whole body warm and nice and break a little sweat. We're going to go ahead and then also, still part of the warm up, we're going to do about 10 to 15 air squats. Go ahead and just squat down, get the lower body nice and warm. And we're going to do side lunges. So you can go ahead and stretch out your quad area and your hamstring area. Get that lower body nice and loose. And then we're going to go to push-ups. Do about 10 push-ups. If you can't do the regular push-up, you can go ahead and put your knees down to go ahead and stabilize yourself. So we want to go ahead and show the modified push-up. Go ahead and bend down, go all the way down. And once you can do those, you can work your way up to the regular push-up. Now the first exercise we're going to do is called pistol squats. You can use a chair for balance. You're going to go ahead and stand in front of the chair. You're going to lift one leg up and you're going to squat all the way down. When you sit on the chair, push yourself off the other leg and you're going to alternate legs. You're going to want to do about 10 to 15 reps on each side or as many as you can do. You're going to go ahead and bend all the way down. Go ahead and sit and then go push yourself up with the other leg. Now we're going to go ahead and move on to back rows, which is going to be with the kettlebell. You're going to go ahead and bend down, use the chair again for balance. You're going to go ahead and move your elbow all the way back. And you're going to feel it right here on your lats. Go down and up. You're going to want to keep your back straight. Move this leg a little back. Yeah, right there. And you're going to feel it all in this area. You're going to do 10 to 15 reps on each side. You want to do about 3 sets. You know your body, so take a break when needed. Drink some water. Make sure you always stay hydrated. The next exercise that we're going to do is going to be goblet squat. What you're going to do is you're going to get the kettlebell. You're going to get it from the top. You're going to squat down and go up. You're going to maintain it right here this whole time. You're going to feel it mainly in your quads area, but it is working out your whole lower body and it is engaging your upper body because you have to hold the dumbbell right here. You're gonna do 10 to 15 reps, about 3 to 4 sets. Again, you know your own body, so listen to it. If you need to take a break, take a break. Take a sip of water. Now the fourth exercise we're gonna show you is called a reverse lunge. You're gonna go ahead and take a step forward. Make sure you have space to lunge your leg back. You're gonna go ahead and go down and push yourself up. And go to the other leg, down and push yourself up. Now you're gonna wanna go ahead and make sure that when you are lunging back, that your knee is almost touching the floor. Now if you need to go ahead and have your knee touch the floor for your balance, you're gonna go ahead and do so, but make sure that you're not thumping your knee because you can go ahead and injure yourself. Now you're gonna reverse and go up. Remember, you're gonna do about 10 to 15 reps on each leg for 3 sets. If you need a break, go ahead and take a break, but you know your own body, so listen to it. Now the last exercise we're gonna do is called Spider-Man. You're gonna go ahead and get on all fours, and you're gonna bring your knee to your elbow. This is engaging your whole core and your upper body. Now if these are a little too hard for you, just go ahead and maintain the plank position until you no longer can hold yourself up. You wanna do this about for 3 sets until failure and work your way up to the Spider-Man. So thank you, this is Living Active. My name is Rebecca Huerta and this is Christopher Hanna.
You guys, I'm sure that my audience will practice some of those simple routine if you really want to increase your serotonin level and to change your mood. So thanks again. Let me take the time to welcome some of our viewers who have just joined. I have Aaron, I have Sylvia Hurtado, Mr. Montero from the Philippines, Paulette White, Asenet, Dr. Diane Thompson from New York, Enriqueta, I have Kay Scott, Pepe Moya, all of you. I thank you so much for joining us. I want you to like, share, and comment. If you put your comment there, I'm sure I will get back to you. I try to get back to all the comments. If you have questions, if you'd like us to address a topic in particular, then please send me a message. If you want to be on the program, send me a message as well. Remember, we're talking today about the mind-body connection. I told you initially that you're actually what you think. Many times, your thought process, whether you're stressed or happy, will have profound impact on your health. You have listened to the story of Mr. Munoz, how after his wife died, he was very ill, he was in and out of the hospital, but after he started to change his lifestyle, becoming more relaxed, then his health changed. So there is always hope. So if you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, and you're not getting help from your doctor because the doctor is not treating the real cause, then find the resources you need. I have many, many different resources at my website, www.drdonacooper.com. It's very important that you take charge of your health. As healthcare providers, we're here just to assist you. And for me in particular, with this program, Get Healthy with Dr. Cooper, I want to give you information that you can use to empower yourself and your friends and relatives to live a longer, healthier life. Remember, I like to put a holistic approach to health because health is not just taking care of the physical illness, but we must address the social, the mental, the emotional, and the spiritual. All these components are very important for you to enjoy good health. You have seen the effect of adrenaline and catecholamine when you're anxious or frightened or excited, how these hormones can increase blood pressure, increase blood sugar, cause you to have heart disease. When you are relaxed, or if you expose yourself to sunlight, or if you're eating the right foods with tryptophan, then you'll have a boost in your serotonin level. That is what you need to be high, serotonin, to help you to feel well and to stay well. So if you have missed the first part of this show, then watch the replay. And please do share, like, and comment. And remember, I have many resources, 3 books: Get Healthy for Life, 14 Days to Amazing Health, and Incredibly Delicious Vegan. I want you to keep following and subscribe to the channel. Check follow or notifications so you can be notified when I'm on the air, when I'm doing live streaming. And share with your friends, share with your family, your church community, share with everyone. I always say, what good to have something and keep it to yourself? Why not share it? You know, recently I was in Africa. I took a group of doctors and non-healthcare providers there. We saw 3,000 patients in 1 week. And then at the end of the clinical session, we had to give health seminars. Some of those health seminars were transmitted via radio, 4 radio stations in Ghana. So we impacted maybe 500,000 to 1 million lives, teaching them how to use healthy lifestyle habits in order to become healthy. I want you to do the same thing. Share this page with your friends, place comments, talk to me, I'll talk back to you, I'll give you responses that you're needing. And when you're commenting, just put where you're from, where you're living, where you have watched the program. That's very important. And before I go, I have a short video that I'd like to close with. Remember, I take a holistic approach to health. I also think that faith and a faith community, meditation, and trust in a divine power is very, very essential for health. So as I close today, I would like to leave these words with you in my last segment. And I'll see you next week, and ask your friend to join my program. Don't go away. Stay for the last segment, and I'll see you next week. Ciao. Bye-bye.
Back. In our program today, we have been discussing the profound impact that the mind has on our health and longevity. Positive thoughts such as hope, forgiveness, love, and peace are from God. Our Heavenly Father wants us to have good health and a long life. Today, I would like to leave with you 2 Bible texts. The first is found in Philippians 4, verse 8. Finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, if there be any virtue and if there be any praise, think on these things. The second one is found in Proverbs 17, verse 22. A merry heart does good like medicine, but a broken spirit dries the bone. If you'd like to learn how to live a long and happy and a full life, then call the number on your screen or visit our website www.gethealthywithdrcooper.tv. Until next week, same time, same station.